新年快乐!
Hello world, how is life? Welcome back to the channel. I am Andros.
Demi here. So today we are going to talk about some interesting things about Lunar New Year, how Taiwanese celebrate that and how Vietnamese celebrate and what is the difference and the same part. And I hope we can learn from each other's culture and know more about each other.
Let's go.
So Lunar New Year is usually in February. For this year is February 12th, is the January 1st of Lunar New Year. And before that, usually Taiwanese people will start to preparing some snacks so that when they have Lunar New Year celebration, they can just chat or play some games with some snacks with the family members. And also they will prepare some red paper with some Chinese character on it, and they will stick maybe outside the door or on the wall to hope for a good year.
Very cool.
How about in Vietnam? Do people do something similar?
We do something quite similar, but I'm not sure how things have changed in the last 6 years where I've been out of the country for so long. So I kind of forgot how the feelings were like. But during the time that I was still back in Vietnam, basically there was a time period like before February 12th, obviously like before, Lunar New Year Eve. I spent a lot of, we technically spent a lot of time trying to, write letters to invite our family member in the family tree just to come to a house to make sure that they will have invitation ready and they will plan ahead of time to be at our house on February 13th, which is the day after the New Year, to celebrate, eat some food, chatting, and technically the elders will give red pocket money for the children, or sometimes vice versa. I mean, it's kind of weird because like my dad, it's kind of like he gives my grandpa pocket money as well. It's kind of interesting.
So do all the family members go to your home?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because in Taiwan we do something a little bit different. So on New Year's Eve, we will have dinner all together as a family, but usually for my family it's like on my dad's side. And then on New Year's Eve, of course, we will spend some time together chatting, watching some TV show, playing games, and then stay until 12 a.m. and that is called 守岁 in Chinese, which means you say goodbye to the old year and welcome the new year and hoping for longevity and appreciate time spending with your family member. And on the first day of the new year, we usually go visit friends or other relatives, or I heard some people they also go to temple to worship the god and then hoping.
Tell me about your mom's side.
Okay, yeah. So usually in Taiwan, the second day of New Year is where we have the tradition of going to mom's family and visit all the relatives from mom's side. So yes, that's what we do as well. Usually, so for this year it will be February 13th. That is the second day of New Year, and then we usually will go to Jojo's home, which is my mother's brother, and all the family members will gather over there, and all my cousins and auntie, uncle, and we will celebrate the New Year together with my mom's family.
That sounds fun.
Do you guys do something similar in Vietnam too?
I think, I mean, as I said just now, like basically, I would say that, yeah, I think you have a good point there, because on the first day of New Year, right, we celebrated as our like main house, so to speak, where my dad's side of family resides. So the first day, like all the people, all the like sister, brothers, cousin, everybody from my dad's side would come to my house, my main house, where my grandpa lives, to celebrate as eat food, all that stuff.
Okay.
Right. And then I think in the afternoon or the next day morning, we'll go to my mom's side of family and do the same thing.
Okay.
Chat, eat lunch, giving, exchanging pockets money, all that stuff. And then probably in the afternoon we'll probably go out for like a walk across the like a flower street. It's like a very beautiful street. Especially during during the Lunar New Year, Vietnamese Lunar New Year period.
So why is it called Flower Street?
Because basically filled with flower.
So it's like a flower market?
It's not really a market. It's not really a market.
So it's not market.
Yeah.
So it's just a street.
Yeah.
With flowers.
With a lot of flowers.
Okay.
I remember there was one time when you went to Vietnam, and then I brought you to a flower street. Remember? No, the flower market, so to speak. Sorry, flowers market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the flowers market. But it's totally different.
Okay.
The street is filled with flowers, and I don't think you can buy a flower there. There's like a few, like a side shop to that sells like flower, but it's not like formal or anything. It's basically like the farmers from the countryside comes to the city part of Vietnam and sell flowers that they planted. It's a lot.
Okay, that sounds really nice. And yeah, just now I also forgot to mention about red pocket money. In Taiwan, we also have that tradition. Usually the parents will give children red pocket money. And from my family, I think they say once you graduate from university, and that is the point where they stop giving you red pocket money.
So right now we meet a standard, and then we have to reverse the role now.
But we also earn our own, right?
Yeah, we earn our own, but during like festive season, like Lunar New Year and all that stuff, we will be the one who gives money to the kids.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god. Adult time, guys. I almost forgot. There is Vietnamese people has a very unique name for Vietnamese Lunar New Year, and it's called Tết. Okay, so Tết basically starts on February 12th, which is like technically the same day as Chinese Lunar New Year, but it's like a Vietnamese name for it. Okay.
Okay.
And on Tết, during the phase of Tết, we eat this kind of rice cake called bánh chưng and bánh giấy. So technically both of them are kind of like a rice cake, but bánh chưng is round shaped cake, whereas bánh giấy is a round shape. I mean, bánh chưng is a square shaped rice cake, whereas bánh giấy is a round shaped rice cake.
Okay.
And the way it's packaged, so to speak, is we use banana leaf, and then we would like wrap around the shape of the cake, and it will form the packaging of the cake. And I think it lasts for like, I don't know, a few days to a week or so or something. I mean, it's always best to eat it, of course, right away after you make it. One thing that I really like to eat together with bánh chưng and bánh giấy is like a Vietnamese sausage. It's not like fried sausage or anything, but I think it's a boiled version, but it's really good.
So both of them are savory?
It is really savory, yeah.
Okay. Because in Taiwan, we sometimes will eat like a red bean rice cake, which is sweet.
Oh, it's sweet?
Yeah.
Oh god, oh really?
Yes. Do you know any interesting story about Chinese New Year?
I know.
Okay, so during Chinese New Year, people will do firecracker, so to say goodbye to the old year and welcome a new year. But long time ago, there's an ancient story around why people do that. So they say there is a monster called Nian, which is year, literally, and then Nian comes down to the village to eat people, children during New Year's time. But there's once people found that Mian, the monster, actually is scared of loud noise, and that's why they started doing firecracker each year so that the monster doesn't come again.
What does it look like? You know what it looks like?
I am not sure.
Like a tiger or something. I'm gonna eat you.
No.
Okay, it's my turn to tell a story. I'm gonna tell about food instead of monsters. Okay. So I just told you about bánh chưng and bánh dày, right? Like the two rice cake with different shapes. So that was actual like tale about the two cakes. So there's a long time ago, there were a king called Hùng Vương, right? Like a little long time ago, and he has a lot of sons. He had a lot of sons. Most of the sons prefers to live in luxurious settings, like big houses and the kingdom, and except for the youngest one, and his name is Lang Liu. So keep in mind. So I believe that he prefers to live in countryside. So doing farming, and from that he kind of becomes poor. Right. Yeah. Okay. After a while, there was a time when the king decided to choose his successor, and the rule for all of his sons is whoever brings the most delicious dish to him will become the king. Okay. So, given like how all the older brothers live in like a glorious settings, they just brought the king basically specialty food from all over the country, from monkey's brain to rhino's horn. I'm sure it's edible or not. And then a bunch of things, basically, like seafood, all that stuff. So Lang Liu, like, he had no clue. At first, he had no clue what to get. So we just make a very simple dish. Just a rice cake. Two different shapes. The square one represents the earth, and the round cake represents the sky. Okay. So and then after a while, the day came, and all the brother came, all the sons came and presented the food. So I believe that the king was impressed with all the food for sure, but most impressed with Lang Liu's dish. And so he decided to give Lang Liu the chance to succeed as a king. And so from then on, annually every year, bánh chưng and bánh dày becomes the common traditional food for Vietnamese people. Yeah. Okay,
interesting. But why the king likes his dish? Is there any reason?
I am not sure. I think mostly because he tells a story about like the shape represent like the earth, the sky, and yeah, pretty much that's the reason. I mean, that's an interesting explanation though.
So let me teach you some greeting things they usually say during Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year. Yeah, the most common thing, of course, Happy New Year. Everybody knows. 新年快乐.
新年快乐.
Yeah, pretty good. And then you can say 恭喜发财, which is like hoping you have a wealthy year. 恭喜发财.
恭喜发财.
yeah, 恭喜发财. And then and another thing is 万事如意, which is hope everything goes smoothly, everything come true. And 万事如意.
万事如意.
Yeah, pretty good.
Later I want to tell my version of it and you see how similar it is.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so what's the Vietnamese word?
Okay, so first is Happy New Year, right? You say chúc mừng năm mới.
Chúc Mùng năm mới.
That is correct.
Okay.
You usually say that in the first, day of that follows the New Year.
How about later, like the second, third, fourth? You don't say that
You
anymore?
can. You can say that to basically people you haven't visited yet, like friends.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, same with Taiwan.
Okay. Then next, just now you say something. What is it again?
恭喜发财. Is that the one?
Yeah, exactly. Vietnamese is 恭喜發財.
Oh, sounds really similar.
It's really similar, but technically, like Vietnamese culture is like kind of like heavily influenced by like Mandarin Chinese culture, right?
Okay, say that again.
恭喜發財.
恭喜发财.
Yeah, that's really good. Honestly. Yeah, so the meaning is basically the same. Hope you have a leading a wealthy life, for the years to come.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And last but not least is
what is the next one? 万事如意.
Yeah, all things come true, right? Basically, Vietnamese is vạn sự như ý.
Vạn sự như ý.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really similar. I can understand if I'm in Vietnam.
Yeah,
I think.
See, like just now when you say those lines, I'm like, okay, I think I can understand. I almost botch in, honestly. Right, thank you so much for tuning into this video, guys. We hope you learn a lot, culturally about, how Taiwanese people celebrate Lunar New Year as opposed to Vietnamese people. I actually learned a lot, about how there's like a huge similarity between, how Taiwanese and Vietnamese family celebrate, Lunar New Year, especially on the first day when we give out, pocket money and all that stuff, and coming together as family and celebrate, eat, chat, giving greetings. And especially like your story about the monster.
You like it? Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching today's video. Hope you guys have a really good Chinese New Year as well. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Chúc mừng năm mới.
新年快乐.